I am pleased to say that Barack Obama is leading John McCain in the polls by 11%. Obama is widening his lead over John McCain, and Joe Biden has Sarah Palin beat. And our hope is that levels higher than ever before. This time is different. This time, the choice is clear. This time, the Straight Talk Express broke down and got replaced with the Chattanooga Choo Choo. I have a joke for you. What's the difference between Sarah Palin and Dick Cheney? What? Lipstick. That's the other thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this campaign belongs to the tens and hundreds of thousands of Democrats and Republicans and independents who believe that we can do so much better and hope for so much more in the United States. Who believe we don't have to agree on everything before we can work together on anything. Voters, say no to the big game politics as usual, and yes to the politics of hope and possibility.
Yes.
Voters, say no to the inside deals and mediocre performance of the current administration, and yes to accountability, candor, and leadership. Voters, say no to division and exclusion. No to government by gimmick and slogan and soundbite and photo op. And yes, lasting and meaningful reform. We need a political system for the people, by the people, with the people. We need change, and we need it now. I think we know after 19 months who Barack Obama is. He's a community organizer turned federal politician for the state of Illinois. Now that we know who Barack Obama is, now we have to know who John McCain is. Well, he's a former POW who's really obsessed with winning a war in his lifetime. And that's funny, because adults always teach children that it's not important if you win or lose. It's how you play the game. Senator Obama will level the tax paying field because the middle class and the super rich, Senator Obama understands the trickle-down economics is an insult to hard-working Americans who deserve a good day's pay for a good day's work. Hard-working Americans don't want to be told that they're only worth the crumbs of a fat cat on a fat cat's table. When the reality is, if it weren't for you, these same fat cats would be getting bailed out with your top tax dollars. Tax dollars that Senator McCain says he wants to freeze in his administration. Now, the last 8 years have taught us that concentrating the wealth on the top 1% of our country goes a little bit like this. First, you buy 9 houses and several cars and party at a 5-star hotel. Middle class working people get nothing. Then you take a factory that was right here in the Midwest and you ship it to India or China. Middle class working people get nothing. Now, if I'm 11 years old and speaking truth to power, don't you think in 26 years, John McCain would have changed things if he were able? Oh yeah. Abel was the good brother. How many of you are stressed out lately? Obama's health care plan will let you keep your current coverage if you like it. It'll let you keep your doctor, but it'll bring down premiums so you won't be left hanging by a thread in a bad time. Senator Obama's foreign policy plan is to responsibly withdraw troops from Iraq and put them in Pakistan and Afghanistan, where Osama bin Laden really is. And he won't let Washington insiders and politicians with bad earmarks destroy your bank accounts. Ladies and gentlemen, there's an old Native Americans the same. Don't judge a man until you've walked 2 moons in their moccasins. Yet the McCain campaign, being totally out of touch with the reality of the mainstream, has no interest in speaking for you and me. The middle class and the poor are an afterthought to him, the same afterthought we were in the Bush administration. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this is going to be a tight election, and you can't register anymore. So, if you did register, then be sure to get out and vote. And if you vote, vote for a brighter America. Vote for good change. Change from a struggling economy, and change from a war in Iraq. Change from the John McCain and George Bush policies and politics. And change to a president who cares about your future, my future, and the future of a country once considered the best country in the world. We need change, dependable, real change, not mediocre, say one thing in Mississippi, say another thing in New York kind of change. Don't change your policies for the audience. Barack Obama has a solid bipartisan record. He will change America for the better, while McCain will leave your project with no change. So if you're wondering why McCain is dying in the polls, it's because Americans are getting smarter and seeing Barack Obama and Joe Biden as the best way to go. The next president is Barack Obama and his vice presidential pick, Joe Biden. And one thing to keep in mind is Jesus Christ was a community organizer, and you can be one too. I'm DePriest, and I approve this message.